They're so micro you can't even see it.
Beautiful.
Wow.
There it is.
Nice and refreshing.
We do not make our Pinterest page micro, so you can find the recipe over there easily. And Orly, you're
Yeah, guys. Coming up, I'm going to show you how to bring some instant glamour and fashion to that plain old button down that you've got. Coming up next.
Wednesday on Home and Family, from the Hallmark Channel original movie All Yours, actress Nicolette Sheridan is here. And Only God Can, actress Donna DeErico visits our home. That's Wednesday right here on Home and Family. Our Home and Family DIY Star Contest will allow one lucky winner to join us in our DIY department and show off their ideas on this show. And we're getting creative submissions from all around the country, like this one from Crystal Jules, Miami, Florida. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I can teach you how to make this, go from this, to this, and so much more. The exciting news is that Hallmark Home and Family is selecting someone lucky enough to be on their show to demonstrate their DIY and craft skills. You can DIY along with me too, even in your rolls and pajamas, and with a plunger. Oh yeah, that's my husband and dog sleeping in bed. If that's not Home and Family, I don't know what is. I wasn't kidding on the plunger part. I've gone ahead and assembled foam, moss, plunger, bamboo, and 4 large river rocks. It should look like this at this stage. Take the wood veneer and hot glue it to the plunger rubber part. Loop the veneer like a loose lasso around and cut a V at the end of it when you have a form that looks good to you. At this point, you can add succulents and anthurium to the base on one side. Insert embroidery hoops inside of one another to create a sphere and add a floating pool light ball inside of it. Place it in vessel and ta-da! Please like and share my video submission so I can help you style your space again.
So that is very, very creative.
Plunger, who would have thought?
Well, what are some of the common crafting mistakes people make that you can perhaps help them with not to do?
You know, I think the biggest thing I would suggest is, even though our Home and Family viewer is really savvy and really does a lot of DIY, assume they know nothing. So just because, like, something that you might think is obvious, reiterate it, explain it to them. Don't assume that they know a lot of the things that you might think are common sense. Even though our viewer is savvy, take the time to explain even the most simplest of details.
good. And if you're going to have a sleeping husband in the background, make sure he's not snoring.
Yes.
This is the soundtrack.
Yeah, lucky lady.
That's right. Enter by going to dreamjobbing.com/homeandfamily, upload that 60-second video, and show us why you are the perfect crafter for the job for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well,
All
Lindy,
right.
I'm glad you're here because today Orly is going to show us how we can enhance our blouses by adding beautiful lace to them.
I love this. That's
It's
great.
so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So I originally saw this because I was looking at runway photos, and I saw Emmanuel Ungaro presented these beautiful, beautiful blouses. And the lace there is not only down the button placket, but they also did it kind of wild down the shoulders there and down the pants. So it was this really beautiful detail. Obviously, it's designer. Those were, you know, $300, $400, $500 for those. The ones we're going to make today are like $5.
Oh, well, okay. I'd rather do that.
Right?
Wow.
All right. So what is the first step?
Yeah.
So the materials that you're going to need are your lace, trim, and a blouse that you are going to work with. If you want the blouse to be something that you can revert back and wear it plain again, make sure you sew this. We're going to do it today with some fabric glue, but if you want to be able to take it off, you're going to sew it.
Okay, and tips on lace? Or, well, why don't you get started? And
Yeah, well, no, I'll actually go with the tip on lace because that's a
Okay.
good place to start. So you want to make sure that the lace you buy has one straight edge and one scalloped edge. So see, all of these here have a nice straight edge and some have a scalloped edge, because when you're going to go on either side of the button placket, the way to sort of fake that it's been sewn in there is to have it look nice and flat like that. See, that's just glued down. If you saw the curved edge, it would be obvious that it was a trim. We want it to look like it was sewn into the placket. So a nice straight line is the most important thing.
Do you go for contrasting colors?
That's
Like
the
that you
that's
do.
the fun design part. So originally last night I was gonna do this, and I was like, oh, that matches sort of perfectly. How cool!
Yeah.
So that really is up to you. The trim that you do, the color, it depends on the colors you wear and all that sort of stuff.
Do you
So-
need a certain kind of lace?
No. No. Doesn't matter. Just something that's straight with only one scalloped edge, one straight edge. That's it. And they've got all those in the trim department.
A shirt or blouse with more structure versus like a silky one?
No, that doesn't.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter
either.
either. It doesn't matter either. No,
Goodness
because
sakes, I can do this on my silky blouses.
yes, we're gonna do this after the show on all of your silky blouses.
That's fun.
Mark, you're known for your silky blouses. So a couple of random tips before I get started. When you're doing when you get up to the top here, make sure that you cut your trim at an angle like this. Because,
and why do you do that?
Because see on the side up there, see how much higher it goes up? If I had cut it straight across, you would see that it ended there.
Can you turn the collar? Can you see
Yeah,
see that?
Yeah, see it goes all the way up like that.
Sure.
So we're using fabric glue, so you'll just put a little dot of fabric glue right up top there. That way it fakes that it's coming all in through the shirt. So this is all kind of about the illusion that this has been a custom piece. So when you're gonna do it, you wanna start up at the top. And I would recommend pinning it into place. I'm gonna end up cutting that at an angle, but pin it into place first, and don't bother cutting the length. So leave it like this, and you're gonna do it on either side. And the reason I wouldn't cut it is that I did it on one of these, and you can actually, I had to tuck it in. So come here.
Why? What happened?
Because see, it's just a little, it's just not right, because I did it and I cut it and it wasn't laying perfectly flat, and then by the time I got down to the bottom, I was like a quarter inch off.
That's good to
I did a
know.
little nifty tuck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
You wouldn't have known if I didn't blow my cover. But so this is what we're gonna use. This is called FabriTac. I know we use this on the show all the time. It's like super glue for fabric. And this particular one has the nozzle cut a little wider than I would recommend. If you have this, cut it as skinny as possible so you can really control. And all that you're gonna do is follow the line. We're gonna go down this natural stitch that it already has, and you wanna just do as little bit as you can. See, like it's a little bit thicker than I would want, but it's fine. And
Lindy, are you good with this sort of stuff?
It's funny, I made a costume for Comic-Con last year. I cosplayed for the first time, and I made my own costume, and I actually used glue the entire time. I bought a sewing machine.
That's amazing.
And then looked at the manual and was like, oh no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And then so I bought a glue
You buy a lot
gun.
of machinery you don't know how to use.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, that's true.
Talk about
I know,
this.
maybe it's a thing I didn't
You
realize.
need to take classes on all the things
Seeing
you
a
buy.
habit here, pattern.
And one little tip too, if you make a mistake and you realize that the glue spreads a little bit, Dave Lowe, the genius of all geniuses, had a solution, and he went and got nail polish remover, and it was able to take it off, because on this one, well, I don't even know where it is now, but I got a little glue like splooged out, and it dried kind of white, and he went, him and Robin took like nail polish remover, and it came right off. So just have a little nail polish remover on hand just in
That's where
case.
my
When we
nail polish remover
splooge.
went.
I didn't know we could splooge it.
I know, I
Yeah.
have fancy words.
I love
I
your
know.
words. Why,
But that's basically, this is basically the gist of it. So once I'll go all the way down, and then once I know exactly where it is, then you cut it.
Right.
Yep.
So it's perfectly in place. And I did it, I did it here on
I
my
love this
sleeves
shirt. It's
as
beautiful.
well. And so you guys can play around. If this big one here would have looked really cool, like a nice big,
Right.
So
Yeah.
depending on the materials that you have, design your shirt, get
Really
playful
cool.
with it. It's really, really fun.